Hello and welcome to Glasgow St Mungo and to my railway room. St Mungo is a station that bears some similarities to Glasgow St Enoch in that it's a joint station with Glasgow South Western and the North British having contributed to its building. There's a frequent and intensive commuter service to some of the Glasgow suburbs and also a semi-fast service to Carlisle, Leeds, Sheffield, Nottingham and Leicester, with a link to the Great Central and London Marylebone. There are also regular parcels trains departing from the station. With Clan Buchanan safely turned, there's a chance for us to take a look around the St Mungo engine shed, so long as the gaffer doesn't catch us. The main shed, consisting of 4 roads, has a pit in each one. There's a look inside a window at some of the diesels that are lurking in there. And at the other side of the road bridge is the coaling stage. There's a WD being coaled up at the moment. What you can't see is that unfortunately there was a fire a month or 2 back and the coaling stage roof went up in blazes, which is very convenient, but it meant that the tenements over the road from the engine shed also caught fire, and one is being demolished. Just down the road from the tenements is the Plaza Ballroom, well known for Glasgow young people, and it's very close to Eglinton Street Station, which we see here. So there we had a V2 pulling a mixed freight, a fast freight heading south. It will have come from Glasgow High Street Station, bypassing St Mungo and heading down the Glasgow South Western Main Line to Carlisle. Now we have a suburban train that has stopped at Eglinton Street Station to let its passengers off before the short run up the hill to St Mungo. St Mungo's busy at the moment, and so the train has to crawl up to the home signal guarding the station to wait for a platform up there to become available. We're looking now at the control panel, an interlock lever frame on the left and a ZTC digital controller on the right. Here I'm setting up a route through the digital controller. When the route is set up and the signals are cleared, I get a beep to tell me that everything's been changed. Setting up another route in the fiddle yard, which uses solenoid point motors, which you can hear banging away in the distance. Route set. And now selecting a locomotive, locomotive 47 and function 5, which is its horn, and then using the regulator lever we drive the locomotive off the engine shed. The lever frame controls all the points and signals in St Mungo's station area. Blue levers for the points, red levers for the signals. And if we lift up the lid describing the levers, we find the actual interlocking with rods and tappets, which works very effectively. There's an 8-road fiddle yard situated at the back of the layout. It's difficult to see which of the 8 roads are actually occupied when I'm sitting at the control panel. So for each of the 8 roads there are 3 train detectors, making 24 in all. These are simply Merg pocket money kits, which consist each of a light dependent resistor placed between the rails, with the lighting gantries above ensuring that light does reach these resistors when the tracks are not occupied. However, any section of track that is occupied by any vehicle, whether a loco or coach or wagons, cuts off the light to the light dependent resistor, which in turn illuminates the relevant LEDs in the panel situated above the fiddle yard and clearly visible from my control panel. This is the track diagram for all the routes controlled by the digital controller from the control panel. At the bottom you can see the main lines, including the passing loop leading up to Eglinton Street Station on the left. Then above the main lines is the local shed turntable. Above that we have the branch lines up to the station, and above that is the fiddle yard. From Eglinton Street Station, the lines on the left loop right round the back of the fiddle yard and come into the station at the higher level. This now is the track diagram for St Mungo Station itself. So at the top we have two tracks coming in plus a head shunt, or a local shunt, top left. And then at the middle towards the bottom are the branch lines coming up from Eglinton Street and the local shed. You can see all the points are numbered and the signals are numbered corresponding to the levers on the lever frame. All the points in the station area and down to Eglinton Street are now controlled by servos, as seen here underneath the layout. I'm gradually replacing all solenoid point motors with servos, but still have the fiddle yard to convert. The point levers in the lever frame each operate at least one relay, shown to the left of centre in this picture, and these relays control the polarity of the frog on the point and send the appropriate signal to the servo by means of the Merg Servo 4 module, seen at the right of this picture. As mentioned, the fiddle yard points are operated by SEEP solenoid point motors, as seen at the top of this picture. The ZTC digital controller's route setting function interfaces with Merg 4-channel pulse motor drivers, reference ACC4, two of which are seen to the right of this picture. The relays are operated by the SEEP point motor switches, and they in turn control the polarity of the frogs. In sections of the layout with servo-controlled points and signals, the digital controller's route setting function interfaces with Merg 8-channel relay drivers, reference ACC5, as seen here. This module simply provides an on-off function, and in this location it controls the 8 relays on the left. Each of these then operates a servo through another Merg Servo 4 module, as seen earlier. Time now to sit by the line side on the main line and watch the freight trains passing by. You've probably noticed the roof of the coaling stage, which was badly damaged in the fire a few weeks ago. The tunnel that the Clan and its passenger train just passed under actually penetrates the hill on which is located the Glasgow necropolis. Then the train headed on into the fiddle yard, which you could see in the distance. There's quite a gradient up towards Eglinton Street Station from the main line below the engine shed, and the WD got a little bit stuck with the heavy ore train, so I had to call for a banker. The driver of the ATF that came to bank the train isn't very used to this sort of procedure, so he had a bit of difficulty, but fortunately didn't knock anything off the tracks. And together they got the train on the roll, and the ATF was able to drop back at the approach to the station.